Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. Pretty typical day for me today. Almost the end of the day, almost tomorrow, Thursday, almost Friday. And yesterday I wrapped up filming, but anyway, let's get to the good stuff of why I started streaming right now, because the stream might be pretty short, not gonna be too long. One of the main things is the next time I plan to stream, that's the sound of my carpet, by the way. That's the sound it makes. Um, I plan to stream again around the end of the month in August. I don't want to waste too much time like I do doing random crap. So I do actually have a bit of a plan for the next stream and want to take like a month or so break, which doesn't sound like that long, but kind of long, I guess. But yeah, I already wrote down some great topics that a month from now, as I take a break from this type of content, yeah, guys. I've talked about, so I repeat so many things, but pretty much, yeah. Today is an example of a great day, but past like couple hours or so, I was overcoming challenges, struggling a little bit with what I usually struggle with, but so yeah, just being honest with myself, like it's almost like I've said before, I start the camera here for the live stream on my channel to sort of almost like before giving up in a sense, almost like that state before realizing like, oh shit, it's nighttime but I'm not tired. All right, so the first thing to branch off of that topic is important to say out loud, kind of therapeutically, as a topic that's very important to me. What reasons are preventing me from implementing the sort of nighttime routine of things that I know is best for me to do? For example, what do I usually reading or listening to audiobooks? Those two right there are fine. Third one would be, fourth one would be like guided meditations. But I've listened to so many. I want to take a break from some of them. And like, what was it called? Positive daydreaming, positive imagining of future goals and stuff. So yeah, that can get kind of inhibited if you were like me and you forget like past couple hours as just kind of on autopilot. Good that I stop myself instead of making worse decision to like doom scroll or something, make me feel even more mindless. So yeah, these are moments couple hours later where just be a little honest with yourself about the good stuff. Like for example, I didn't realize that I had so many notes for the next stream that I want to do when I take like a month or so break from streaming, cuz I don't feel like my streams are that entertaining for me to go back and rewatch to care to go back and put timestamps for, but there's still, I feel like, stuff that would be fun to react to. At the same time, I have been today generating some ideas for videos that are very likely to come out this year in terms of scheduling. So let me chat on that pretty much in this stream. So yeah, kind of sounds disorganized with how I'm presenting all that I have to do, but this is good, right? So many things about how to articulate this. Like, this is me avoiding a negative timeline where I just spend days like this, nights like this, doom scrolling on the internet or something, just indulging in bad habit or whatever. And yeah, so just being mindful of it right now. I had a long good day where I did the research that I wanted to do. I posted on the community tab that I wrapped up filming on TV fights and I have to start editing. That does feel a little overwhelming right now. It's been over 24 hours. And yeah, so that's kind of the art of break time, the art of sitting on stuff. And yeah, right now it's like I don't need to gather momentum. It just feels like during a break time after I spent about a day filming, gathering my thoughts, and I have a couple more notes that I would re-record, but anyway. So yeah, putting the whole editor mode to the side for like a day, I'm really like satisfied pretty much with the activities that I did today. I was watching some short films that I hadn't seen before. Pretty much I typed in short films from years and random years and stuff, and stuff that was nominated for like BAFTAs, nominated for like Oscars and stuff. You guys might have heard of just random stuff. And I was watching it, and they have merit. I'm glad these things get made. They show you that you can make stuff that is only like a one or two act scene, a one or two act idea. And I have a great way to articulate how I can like generate those ideas, or you can too. The aha moment, the great realization moments, and as well as like a game changing midpoint. And that's like the best part of two acts. I could explain that better, but these are very recent learnings and pretty purposeful learnings about the YouTube algorithm. So basically, the main simple thing that I just understood about what other people have said about the YouTube algorithm is that it pushes it based on watch time, based on how long people are watching your videos. And so the more of that watch time, the more YouTube is going to recommend your content. Simple as that is how the algorithm works. There's, of course, a few more components to that, such as like trendy thumbnails, just components like that. But to me, that is the main understanding. So I think one of the aspects to my personality and my approach with live streaming, it's so casual. But one thing I realized, I will take hits of my vape and stuff, and other people smoking on camera, they can handle big hits, they can handle blinkers without coughing. Everyone's different. If you guys have seen any of my streams where I'm smoking, you know I take these bigger hits and I will end up coughing. When I take smaller hits, I'm usually pretty good. So I need to be mindful of that, that I can't believe how since I started streaming, when I'm smoking, I try to make these big hits look so casual for me, even though you can see me dying on the inside and on the outside. I can't make smoking big hits look so casual like that. It's one of those things that's really not healthy for me that I didn't realize until seeing myself stream. So that's a nice little healthy realization right there. So far, covering a good amount of things that I learned today. Yeah, some stuff I found boring. I wanted to say, how did I have fun? The movie, what's it called? I drank all my organic juices here in the fridge. Only have this Ghost Energy. I'm gonna want to cut back on energy drinks. They do make me a little anxious. But Place Beyond the Pines. Rewatching that after years, for some reason, just randomly felt like it. My Blu-ray of the movie Blind Spotting is kind of scratched up. I think I have to clean it or find another way to watch it. But I was gonna rewatch that. But rewatching Place Beyond the Pines, that's such a vibe. It takes me back to when I was 17 or something, 2018, whenever I first saw it, 2017 or something. How stories like that, movies like that, comparative movies like that, like Mud, stories like that, that really get you immersed into the story and not necessarily always a linear story, and sometimes a very clear act one, act two, act three with how it's presenting itself. So that was really cool experiencing Place Beyond the Pines again after all these years. Great stunt work, nice little twists, just a good movie. Great movie, honestly. Oh yeah, I want to say this too. Then after that, finished watching The Big Sleep. I like noir. I like studying the things I've learned about noir in previous years. So I wanted to watch Big Sleep, and I tried to watch it for like 3 years. The last noir movie that I sat through for the second time was Rebecca. Was it Rebecca? Is that what it's called? Yeah, the other one I was thinking of was Notorious, which is also a good one. But Rebecca, for some reason, I like that. Nice settings, some character depth, kind of dark internal conflict. But they made a remake of it in 2020. But I saw the 40s one again. But anyway, The Big Sleep. I, I, I can't believe, it make me not. I didn't like it. It made me not care about noir anymore. I used to say some insightful stuff about noir, back in like 2019 when I was in college. And now that movie, it has no like real ending. It leaves it didn't the ending doesn't get resolved. So basically you're sitting through a lot of talking and maybe like a few nice looking rainy, foggy outside shots. I can't believe I knew I I should have known that for the past 3 years, not finishing that movie, The Big Sleep, it wouldn't be worth it. Humphrey Bogart, great actors. The women actors from the 40s there, they have such a nice classiness about them. I should like things about it, but I can't say it was a good movie. God damn, man. That's okay. Now I know. Now I know that I try in recent years a lot to rewatch and watch new black and white slash noir stuff. Noir, if you don't know, comes around 40s. It's definitely after the 30s. It's definitely 40s to about early 50s until black and white, until color was the main thing. Uh, but yeah, I was gonna watch no rewatch Nosferatu, rewatch a little bit of that. I love that movie. I guess that's classic horror pretty much, psychological global horror pretty much. But yeah, so I'm putting away the noir genre for a while, man. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are neo noir, so that's really fun. But I love those, you guys know. But yeah, so yeah, it's good. It's good. Uh, what refining your taste in such a refining my taste in quite a broad way, but also good that I actually sat through it. What else did I sit through? A Doctor Who season two. Shooty Gatwa episode, Joy to the World. Yeah, I wouldn't have patience to sit through a story like this in when it came out in whatever Christmas 2024. But yeah, since I've been lightening up to some of the episodes, watching them, coming soon in the review. Uh I didn't care to finish Joy to the World, but I respect some things about it. Yeah, I do. Um yeah. Don't really care to say anymore. Yeah, let me just look through these random Blu-rays that I have here. This desk of Blu-rays is such a mess. I've not had my Blu-ray shelf organized literally since COVID. 2021 at least. It was like during the COVID years that before that, my DVDs, my Blu-rays were so organized. And then it just became just discs in piles. Try not to lose them, yeah. Anyway, Enemy 2013, that is worth a lot of people have already talked about that movie, but frick, man, I love Enemy 2013. Rewatching it. Oh man, such good stuff. Uh, then I was watching some of Harry Potter 6, The Half-Blood Prince. I remember some of it. I'm not generally necessarily really a Harry Potter fan. I don't care much for Harry Potter. I remember the first three movies, thinking they were pretty good. Kind of feeling the same way I did about the Spider-Man movies, the 2000s ones. And then like four, five, I've some respectable things about them, but I'm not really a fan of that. So, but if you guys are, that's cool. I can see why people treasure it the same way I treasure something like Doctor Who. So yeah, like jumping into Harry Potter 6, the vibe of it, it was cool to buy into, similar to if Drake and Josh or something like that came back after like a year for movies, it keeps up with its cinematic upgrades throughout the years. That is very much apparent and something to very much appreciate about franchises that you're not necessarily a fan of. So I didn't watch a whole lot, but because I'm not really a fan, but there's some things I appreciated, like the look of it. Other than that, there's this anime that I saw 3 years ago that I wanted to rewatch called Marion the Witch's Feather. Witch's Feather, Witch's Flower, something like that. I think I forgot to bring the Blu-ray disc of it in my backpack, so we'll have to do that another time. So yeah, it's good. I checked off um coincidence to Chekhov's gun. Wait, Chekhov's gun. I was thinking of the Kuleshov effect, but Chekhov's gun is also a trope. The Kuleshov effect is the jarringness of a cut. So say like I'm holding a hammer, and then you cut to the hammer smashing one of these action figures or one of these bottles or an image of a person. Kuleshov effect is taking into account the juxtaposition. You have a gun, or you have a weapon, or a pen, or you're laughing at something, or you're creeping, making a creepy look at something, and then what image are you cutting to next? That's the Kuleshov effect. What was the other one that I talked about? Chekhov's gun, yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, and then last night after I did my filming and started my break, I listened to the MJ album Off the Wall again. That was nice. That was really fun and nice. Off the Wall. It's not my favorite. In fact, I kind of want to listen to Invincible right after that, but I was like, I'll take a break because I listened to Invincible a lot in 2025 and probably listened to it incomplete maybe like 2 or 3 times so far this year. So I remember it really well. Yeah, guys. So far, I'm chatting kind of. The stream has kind of lasted actually longer than I expected, but since I'm on a roll here, yeah, let's talk about what I previously talked about. Bedtime routine, keeping it simple, but also keeping it mindful, all right? Think about future goals, maybe do a little bit of reading, a little bit of audiobooks, but right now, reading wise, I usually am able to like get through the stuff that I like or wanted to like reading. So just randomly here, because I do keep a lot of books. The book that I just wanted to grab, it has some sticky food stain on it, which I'm so disappointed. Why do I get random sticky? Is this honey or something? I don't know. Indian food? I don't know. Whatever. Disappointed. I'll clean that. Yeah, I'll clean that right now. I pick up this book a good amount. It's a Tintin book. I'll clean this stain off of it right now. This food stain. Then this random Doctor Who comic book, which not necessarily too typically super interested in, but reading feels healthy and beneficial, and I want to do it more consistently. I've said before earlier this year I was doing a great job being consistent with reading, so why not? Let me go put this book by my bedside. This Doctor Who comic book. I kind of respect the style of it. It's pretty good. Eighth Doctor, 11th Doctor, sorry, and Rose and Tintin. I've already read these, but since I said I go through the material that I want to read pretty quickly, let me just keep these by my bed. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. So it's good that I keep rotating between the books that I have. That's really good. I do like reading. Anyway, audiobooks, yeah, I have my big finish. Also, this book called Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit. I want to get back into. Also, a few days ago, or like a week or two ago, I was listening to and reading some of the audiobooks and lectures about the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Is that how it's pronounced? Patanjali? I'm thinking of Frank Pantangeli from, what is it? Godfather? But no, this is Indian, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. You have it that is the introduction to concepts like moksha, atma, the higher self. Moksha is like enlightenment where you're like okay with everything and stuff. Yeah, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, I didn't realize is also pretty much where the introduction of the concept of brahmacharya comes from. I've been living a pretty brahmachari lifestyle, other than eating meat, uh, trying my best at celibacy, like yeah, abstaining from desires like that. Yeah, I highly recommend if society was brahmacharic. That's why Vedic principles. That's why Hinduism is kind of an umbrella term. And then you realize Yoga Sutras of Patanjali that introduces concepts like prana breathing, brahmacharya, and what else does it introduce? A lot. Like trying to think of what else. Forgot. prana, meditation. Yeah, it's like 8 stages or something. I can't remember all 8 off the top of my head. It's one of those things that you have to keep rereading, but it's like a process of detachment, letting go, and then like realization and integration. Yeah, it's how you like, yeah, reach a certain level. But I'm trying to think some of the other big concepts other than like moksha or samskara. Forgot. But yeah, so it's always nice to with religious, what's the right term? Religious growth, spiritual growth. I heard Wikipedia refer to it something like religious sort of growth. So some type of term referred to as that, but like it's such a umbrella term. What does it mean to build your soul or whatever they're trying to refer to when it's talking about building that religious muscle through a practice like meditation, when it sounds like meditation is about doing nothing. um yeah, anyway, the more you listen to it again, like the things that uh these deities like Ganesha and Krishna and Hanuman will say about conquering the mind, things like that nature. You know, Hanuman, he conquered Lanka. Lanka is supposed to be hell. With all these, he conquered all these monstrous deities with his magic powers to show that a South Asian monkey man can do anything. So yeah, that's why this stuff is important as much as any other religious muscle or whatever that umbrella term is, building your spiritual muscle, however you they refer to it as. To me, what it means is where you are spiritually means what lessons at this point in life. You know, if I'm going back to alcohol once a month because of things like complacency or having the spare money, then the action of doing that and the lesson afterwards, the lesson of depression or sadness and shit, anger and shit, that is telling you where you are spiritually. So pretty much what that means is, to me, what I have to work on, right? Why I might not have had the awareness to just keep staying in that stuckness, realizing like I'm probably not gonna start the editing tonight, but I already did all this short film watching, active engaging in films and TV and movies today, like I wanted to, and I don't want to get started on editing, so I feel lost right now. So I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah. The reason why is honestly, yeah, I was thinking about some of the problems that I was facing in 2021 and 2024, particularly like with family and stuff like that. And I've done such a good job reinforcing things, reinforcing empowering mentalities are a pretty important theme that I talk about on this channel, because it's important to navigate that in as humble way as possible. But the fact is, the healthy mindset for me is that these problems that I was being depressed about, that were hard for me to overcome, family issues from 2021 and 2024, at this point in 2026, those are things that I just laugh at, because I'm really above those things. I'm not struggling with those things at age 25. Even if complacency at nighttime after getting tasks done, even if then your brain for some reason wants to wander to those things. So yeah, I just remember all the, without it being too difficult, the things that I'm doing. And so, you know, with things like give and take with what you're doing, that's why there's no room for doom scrolling. It's gonna be like, okay, all this random temporary pleasure, dopamine hits, passion towards just seeing something, you know, just scrolling for hours on an hour or more on end. What's the point of that? Just as a break, not realizing that that is kind of damaging. Uh, I don't think I need to say anything more there. that just is what it is. All the previous problems that I've had, I don't need to be worrying about them because they get rectified on so many levels on their own. And then it becomes like, okay, these problems they are rectified pretty much literally on the 3D, 4D, whatever you want to call it. It's just my brain might be popping them back up for whatever reason. And that's the one of those realizations that people will say. It's almost like when things are like being solved, when things are going good, you're almost like worried when things are gonna take a negative turn. So that's kind of almost what pretty much what today was like. But like I said, it was a well-rounded day. I did all the things I wanted to do with the active engaging with the TV short film movie watching. And then when it came last couple hours before I started streaming, I was kind of just kind of lost. So this is a perfect time to get the thoughts right in order because last night when I wasn't streaming, when I was taking my break time, it was a great balance of figuring out my day and stuff like that. So yeah, one day at a time approach is great. I don't make sure not to react in disappointment if something like watching The Big Sleep, the movie The Big Sleep, sucked. Of course, I'm not going to react in disappointment. I took the time to sit through it because I knew it would be somewhat beneficial of a learning experience, just like I tried to, you know. Oh, so many things to say about that. Just, I said it in my last stream, magnetizing what's best for your soul, what's best for your essence. Don't squander your essence. Don't squander your potential, is the purpose of what I'm saying here. All right, guys. So that's a load off my mind, pretty much. I think, yeah, one thing I also learned today, I didn't talk about a couple of other fun things that I did today, that I did in the last couple of days. The Indian actor Brahmanandam, I was watching more of his clips. The clip where he eats too much biryani and I forgot that he plays the dad to one of the girl love interest characters. That's such an Indian movie trope to have Brahmanandam play every girl character's dad. Yeah, just his facial expressions. There's this one, I don't know what movie it was. Like, the guys, a bunch of guys were like gonna kill him or something, and they have like a picture of him to represent his funeral, and Brahmanandam is praying to that picture. I didn't finish watching this one scene because I think it was in Hindi because and I don't understand Hindi. Even when characters are speaking Telugu at too fast a pace, I can pretty much still understand most Telugu, but in movies when characters are narrating or talking in Telugu at too fast a pace, I cannot keep up. I can only try to piece together with context clues of the visuals. Anyway, some scene where Brahmanandam is playing a pujari in I feel like me and my upbringing, when you go to temple and stuff, pujaris are taken super seriously. Pujaris are taken extremely seriously, no joking matter. So seeing Brahmanandam joke about joke as a pujari, it's too special, man. Anyway, yeah. Dude, Mugathira is interesting. Like, some things about it are bad. I want, it's like when I was watching it, I didn't watch all of it. Half of it is like modern day, half of it is from the past. So the past stuff, it was hard for me to suspend my disbelief. I was watching it kind of critically because it's such a beloved movie. I remember when it first came out. Me and my family were in India when it came out, and we went to see it with the whole family. I still remember 2009. Was it 2009 or 7? I think it was 2009, but I still remember that theater experience where the crowd of theater goers in India, when we watched it, where they were whistling at the songs. Is it Junior NTR? Is that the actor or is it Mahesh Babu? I'm very bad at names. Mahesh Babu is the guy from Dokuru and Pokeri. I speaking of which, I did watch some Dokuru, pretty fun. Wait, is I don't think. I don't think Brahmanandam is in Dokuru, is he? Yeah. So yeah, guys, what else did I learn today? Yeah. Uh I learned about yeah, I already talked about what I learned about the YouTube algorithm, watch time being the priority for it mostly. And then this one famous TikToker or YouTube Shorts uploader, Jenny Hops or something. Basically, she was talking about in a video the formula for YouTube Shorts. Basically, a hook. You should all know that when it comes to writing, a hook, short hook, and then a peak moment. A peak moment means like a small little joke moment after, and then between those is like a middle, and then another middle between the peak, and then an attention grabbing ending. I just learned this formula that Jenny Hops person said. Maybe I didn't say it correctly, but basically my iPad is on 1%. Let me go ahead and switch to my iPhone camera. Be right back, guys. Hey, 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 it's me again. Yeah. Okay. So let me go look at that structure because that was also one of the important things that I learned today. And yeah, guys, after today, after the stream right here, I can't wait to take a little break and then go ahead and do more in a more organized, developed way on stream. Streams are gonna get better after this, I promise. Let me go ahead and look at what I was looking for. Yeah. So the formula that this Jenny Hope's creator was going for with her niche, which is pretty much sort of financial advice for teens her age, pretty much a nice niche idea. So pretty much for shorts, she says the main formula is quick hook, medium paced middle, peak, medium paced middle after the peak, and then a quick ending. That means a lot of things, you know. I was talking about playing around with structure a lot. Oh man, I don't feel like talking about structure. I've talked about structure so many times, but it's always worth it. Basically, inciting incident, midpoint reaction, game changing midpoint reactionary, aha moment. An aha moment, as a teacher on YouTube described it, that I really like, is basically before the with the inciting incident, the main character, he throws out of all his choices, he chooses a boomerang of a plan to throw, and that's the wrong plan. It's the wrong choice. It's a uh as Abby Emmons refers to it as a mis so- what am I trying to think of? Misguided decision, pretty much. Flawed choice. Yeah. But and then by the aha moment, they choose the right boomerang, the right plan of action to throw towards the opposition and it gets resolved. So that's the purpose of structure. There's 5 act structure, 7 act structure. There's the Save the Cat structure, there's the Dan Harmon story circle, there's the Pixar story method. Yeah. If I was making a Bollywood Indian masala film, probably Tollywood, if I was given the option. A Tollywood masala film. A masala film has to balance 4 genres. Typically, those genres are comedy, uh, drama slash melodrama, romance, and musical. Sometimes horror, but if it was up to me in terms of the genres in my masala film, it would be comedy, dark comedy, neo noir, maybe a little bit of alien aestheticism, clock punk, however you want to describe it, and then docufiction. Docufiction would be the subgenre of drama that I would label it as. So yeah, I already said Y2K alien aestheticism. Yeah. You almost can't make an Indian movie without a romantic aspect. But Superboys of Malagan, I don't remember any romance in that movie. I'm trying to think of an Indian movie that doesn't have romance. You almost really cannot make one. I'm sure there might be an Indian movie without romance. Why can I not think of any? All of them have some form of romance, don't they? You just can't make one without that. Yeah, I cannot think of a single one. All right, guys. What was the point that I was making? Yep, that was a good conversation right now. I was talking about structure, talking about how the kind of tolerance to THC, so the vape isn't really going to get me any more high. Have about half of my energy drink here left, more than half. So probably will start editing tomorrow morning, the 3 videos, and it would be dope if by Friday I can dole them out in uploads. That would be so dope. What do I have to do for the rest of the time until tomorrow? I'm gonna listen to some little bit of stuff about Hindu stuff because yeah, sometimes the stuff is worth reaffirming even after doing so much research because even people like my parents will say stuff that they don't know or didn't know before and that just kind of ruins it like what people like Sadhguru say. So yeah, it's worth me listening to some more Hindu stuff. Is that it? Yeah, guys. I think that's pretty much it. You guys want me to take one blinker for the camera? Um, but yeah, that feeling when you get a bunch of your videos in your watch later playlist ticked off, done watching. That's a great feeling. So yeah, I watched all the movies and stuff. We're taking a break until it's a good appropriate time to edit. Watched a bunch of Indian movies, re-listened to several comedies like some Louis C.K. jokes, some Bill Burr jokes. Oh yeah, I was watching some of review of the movie reviews. I didn't watch a lot of reviews, only one of the movie Back Rooms. I've a good idea for a concept with the sort of early 2000s liminal space aesthetic that evokes nostalgia. Good idea. And then Prabhu Deva, I was watching some of his movies that I referenced along with what was his name, Mahesh Babu and Brahman and them. So yeah, guys. I'm gonna keep it casual, I guess. Do some reading, listen to some audiobook, and yeah, hopefully I keep doing things that are perfectly magnetized for the type of good stuff I'm doing. Feel like, yeah, the one awareness, because it's really important as a creative person that's working with things like thematic narratives, to detach from some of your darker or harder themes. I know this. I know that I'm not gonna cling to, if I have like a idea of for a joke for a silly plot line that is also low key has a dark implication, if someone was thinking that way or saying something like that. It's like, yeah, I'm doing it for the purpose of being insightful and what I think makes a decent joke, and I know that that me as a person does not need to necessarily fall into feeling the energy of the negativity of whatever I'm saying, separating the art from what you're saying, you know. Wait. The point that I was making is that is, what I said before about what could inhibit me from implementing the sort of really nice nighttime routine of the bedtime routine of the stuff that I healthy stuff that I said is like sort of anxious response of sort of being like, oh, these things haven't worked out before, like I said before, but now I already just rationalized it by talking about why I'm even thinking about that, why that's even coming up. So I'm not gonna resort to something like doom scrolling, um, or wasting time. Doom scrolling is the worst case scenario. There's no chance of drinking anytime soon. Um, so and I went like 3 days without looking at any corn, and I did look at a few minutes of corn because I got done with all this stuff a few hours ago. So that's just how that happens. And like I said in my yesterday's stream, I said in yesterday's stream, the I go like back to corn maybe once a week on average, and that feels like kind of a lot with the streaks that I've built up. But yeah, looking at corn again for a minute and then about an hour. Now it's good that I stopped. Good to say that out loud, to be honest, so that I can feel cleansed of that. Uh, yeah, it's like the so many consequences and of things that happen if you choose to whack off. For me, it's like the fact that unsuccessful relationships, friendships bother me. So when I see corn, it's like I'm screwing myself over literally because i'm I'm seeing what I can't have. So why am I screwing myself over like that, and then just gonna make myself feel worse with the repetitive thoughts of I've never had a girlfriend, never been on a real date, so it's never gonna happen to me. Why am I watching something that is keeping me in that thought at night, to keep me in that prison, mental prison forever? No. Real freedom is realizing and being able to do something about it and thinking in a healthy direction. So, nope, I'm not going to think about how I don't have healthy friendships, healthy relationships, or the family things that happened that made me take bad decisions. And to me, I associate that like looking at doom scrolling or looking at corn sometimes is like giving into the energy of bad karma, of like repetitive failed friendships, relationships, etc. So on a daily basis, it's about telling myself, detaching myself, being like, I don't want to attract this negative karmic thoughts again. So yeah, I can say that because I had the awareness to detach from that and have the balls to get up and say that out loud instead of just sitting, laying in bed and keep feeling in a negative vibration over whatever wasn't working out, when everyone who's alive should always be counting the things that have been working out. That's how you should be living. How miserable would life be if all you thought about was everything that isn't working out? How miserable is that, right? Come on now. We don't always realize that, but come on. It's important to navigate. Is how miserable would life be if all you focused on was all the things that didn't work out. Come on, that's terrible. All right, guys. Very grateful for the day. Now it's 12, almost 12:30 a.m. Thursday morning. Very, very grateful for yesterday. Very, very grateful for the day before. How I've been recovering from the depression that I was feeling a couple days before that. Very, very grateful to be alive, you guys. Very, very grateful for comedy and the ability to laugh. Grateful to articulate things that make me laugh. For example, I was thinking about dialogue that would be funny for a script for the next short film of mine, where I explain something a little illogically, like I explain gravity a little illogically, saying that the curvature of the Earth or whatever, like the way the Earth revolves around the sun, uh, is a curve, and but time moves in a straight line, and like making some comparison like that that would evoke a sort of what's it called, midpoint reactionary hero, where the secondary character also played by me would make like a what like a shocked face at the crazy, outlandish, illogical, crazy explanation that I was giving. It's fun to articulate sometimes. No, no, it's not always fun to articulate what's funny. Sometimes articulating what's funny can ruin a joke, of course. So, wow, I did not realize that I would just be spending 46 straight minutes straight riffing on the variety of things that I learned and did today. Let's take one little blinker and then off to paradise. Thank you guys for joining me. Stay tuned. I can't wait to see how my content improves. I really can't. I mean, I can. It's all about enjoying the process. Content has improved since last year. Can't wait to see how it improves this year and a year from now. Wow, you guys. That is one statement that is good to end on. Is that, man, freaking the way I was getting tasks done today and last couple of days, last year, I was like the stuff I was struggling with, which like I said might have slightly been resurfacing in my head at times today when I was slow, but it was like last year I was like I should not be struggling. Don't want to be struggling with this irritating stuff. I want to be focusing on art. And now a year later, because I was determined to make sure that the things that were making me jaded or irritated or hate life, make sure that those things do not matter to me, that what matters to me is my artistic purpose and stuff. A year ago when I was suffering with those irritating things, now a year later, wow, like the work that I had to put in and continue to put in, just knowing what I had to do to put in that work, it's a lot, but can't wait to see how everything improves. Presentation, editing, directing, acting, producing, being a one man show, not holding on to unhealthy things. That's all I want to say. So, no, I don't really feel like I need one hit, but just for fun.